Right, hello, I'm back. This is an ER16 collet holder, I think, and what I want to do is adapt this collet holder so that the outside dimension of the back part is the same as the front part, and then I can sit it down deep in a chuck and grip it. I know that it's going to hold the piece true that comes through. So what I'm going to do is make a sleeve for this end, sit it nice and solid on there. I'll have to bore this out so I can get as the largest size workpiece through. So I'll bore it first, check the outside diameter, make a sleeve with a stop on out of this bad boy, and then go from there. First things first, my biggest collet is a 16mm, so I'm going to mount this up and pop a 16mm hole in the end. We'll use the Pratt Bernard collet chuck. Feels good. Right, well, there you go, taper shank drill. Don't know what the story is here, don't know how hard this metal is going to be, so I tend to just lock that off, pump it in, and then we're good to go. Right, we're up and running. Got about 400 revs a minute there. So lock off, lock on. Okay, well it looks like that was a bit hard, so let's see if we can get in here with a little boring bar. Oh, really? Right, we've put a cheeky boring bar in here. See what that feeds like, that's a bit better. Okay, swap that out now for a bigger boring bar. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll choke it up a bit. Just very gummy. Right. Okay, so that's good. We're now through to 16mm. Right, next we'll see if I can run a reamer. Alright, I'll drop down the speed. I do about 100 revs a minute. and I'll get a bit of oil on this. Well, not sure what we've got going on here, what metal we've got, but I'm just going to baby it along. Alright, so finally we've got the 16mm reamer going through. There's really gummy metal there. But we made a decent job of it. Fantastic. Okay, somewhere in here lives the sleeve that's going to sit over my collet chuck. I'll mount it up and we'll cut it off. I need about 1 inch length. Okay, so I know where I'm at. I've got my little ruler. I'm going to part off a piece. Okay, so I'm not going to cut it all the way through. I'll make a start and finish it with the hacker. I'm done right late. Alright, I'm on 244, so I'll go down the speed. Okay, so we've gone down to 160. I'm just going to take those sharp edges off. Just moving that cutter with the top slide there. So I don't lose a position for the parting tool.
Yep, I've given it the hacker and we're cleaning that new face right up.
Okay, bring it to an outside diameter now, and we're going for 1.5 inches. I'll clean it up first, and then we'll go for a measurement. Okay, so we're going to lock off the carriage stop. There we go, we're locked off. Measure up. I'll come close to diameter, but I'll finish it up when I've got the whole thing mounted in the collet chuck.
We're poking a hole with
1/4 inch jobber. I'm going to about 1.5 inches with this.
final hole about 1.25 inches diameter.
Cutting quite nicely. Jinx it. So go for a Morse taper drill, 16mm. See how that goes, slow the machine down. About 200 revs. Alright. Alright, well we'll see if we can get it with this 7/8 drill. He looks pretty tidy. Just the bigger the Ola drill, the less boring I'm going to have to do. Chuntering bit, isn't it? 244, so I'll go for slowing it down. So this is 164. Right, well, we've slowed that down now, so I'm wondering if I get this big boy to go now. Just feather it while it establishes its diameter, and then I just had it going too fast, didn't I? Cutting nice and even on both sides, good grind. Alright baby, let's just keep the work cool there. Alright, so I reckon we're there on that. There we are. We've scummed it out. Okay, so there's my boring bar. We'll set it on. Okay, and in we go. Alright, we've sprinted it up a bit. We're on 360 revs a minute and we're aiming for just over 1.25 inches, so we'll have a rough measurement in a second and then go from there. Yeah, my microphone's died, but these are my Rabo and Chesterman locking verniers. Great for internals, that's 1 inch and 25 thou. So about 1/4 of an inch to go. We're going to rock on some heavy cuts and then take some accurate measurements. So we're taking 100 thousandths out in even sized cuts. Take the cutter off, bring it out, bring the cutter back to where it was, knock it off, blow it out, mind your ears. Measure it again. This snap gauge tops out at 1/250. This one starts, bottoms out at 1/250. We're right on the edge of it. Right, well, we've had a few goes with that now, so I'm just going to double check it with the vernier, then take some cut and then see if I can get a better measurements with the big boy. Right, classic case here of measure 4 times and cut once, internal bores, fiddle-dee-dee. Yeah. Right, I'm taking another 2 thou to get that measurement I want. Right, so I'll put a chamfer on the inside there. Just use the end of that threading tool. We'll part this off. Right. Got a little travel indicator on the carriage handle. It's quite accurate, so I'll take 1 inch. Right, we're using a Bullfinch auto torch. It's a brazing torch and those guys are helpful. I'm going to heat it, expand it, drop it on the top and then stick it in a bucket of cold water. Cross my fingers, we're on the money. Okay. Okay, well, it's a shrink fit. Right, that's tight as it goes, that. I'll be able to turn with that, no problem. First of all, I'll put the MT2 adapter, Morse Taper 2 adapter into the headstock. And I've got a Morse taper 2 test bar, which is 16mm, which takes that size collet. Okay, so that should now be good and concentric. Okay, so that's pretty tight. So I'm just put a clock gauge on there. So that tells me that the test bar is running true. And it should be true at this end. Okay, so the test bar is running true. So I know central arm is running true, held by the collet. Collet's holding all of this. So that's just a dial indicator on centre height. It does work, but then it sticks. Because I clonked it once. Okay, well that's the view that you get, and if some numpty uncouples the safety, that's the view you get. Smoking. We're at the mill, var she be. Right, things didn't go to plan. I couldn't fit this to the depth of the chuck that I thought I could. So, plan B, I heated up the ring again, pushed it further down this way, sectioned off the ring, and then refinish this outside diameter so it slips inside the bore of the chuck. And now what we're going to do is just re-establish these two flats here and take the a little more depth on the castle nut. So this Tom Senior dividing head is Morse taper 2. So I'll put the old feedback on the back. There he is, DA's back. Can't argue with that. And we'll see if we can get this squared up roughly. Yes, it does. Right. Okay, fantastic. So there we go. I'll have to make a new spanner to take this nut on and off. I'm looking pretty good on the main body. The reason you got a little snap ring in here, that, or a little detent that just holds that. Right. And the reason for all the kerfuffle is so that this can mount in the jaws of my drill grinder. When I have a short drill, the Morse taper, short Morse taper drill, the Morse taper gets in the way of the jaws on the chuck, and I just cannot hold a short drill to grind it. Whereas I've just, to say, managing. Now that's the shortest drill that I'll be able to get in. Alright, I'll be able to mount that and load it, and that is a short drill. So let's go and have a little look, see what that looks like. Okay, so providing I've got about 2 inches of stick out, and this is 2 1/4, that should mean that I can mount it and grind it, which I couldn't do before. So I wouldn't have been able to do that drill before. Yeah, so it is fiddly. You can't get it with it this way around in this orientation. So what you do is set your drill, check your angle down here, take your setting piece off, come round this side to your correct angle, and then grind from this side. Okay, so we brought the whole head round to this side now, and we've got plenty of clearance. We've got a tiny amount of drill sticking out. So the bottom line here is pretty much the shortest drill that I can grind would be one that's just about poking out. But really having that much sticking out seems about right, because you've got to set the lip, and the lip is about that distance out from the chuck. Okay, so I'll move the wheel out. Yep, that's fully retracted. Oh. So there you have it. We've now made an attachment so I can sharpen shorty drills. Thanks for watching. I'm gone.